What's going on, you guys? It is Shiji here, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the beauty of Overwatch from a competitive perspective. Now, in past FPS esports games, success relied heavily on the player's ability to aim at and outplay one or more players on the opposing team. Some of these games include Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Halo, and Quake. There also wasn't a lot of diverse roles in these games. The most diverse roles got was the type of weapons used. For the most part, past FPS esports games were merely brawls with objectives. I remember going to a few MLG events to watch Call of Duty, and every time a player got a simple kill, the crowd went wild. At the time, I thought it was pretty impressive to watch people with high accuracy play, but now it doesn't really faze me. I don't want to put on the impression that having good accuracy is not that impressive. I personally do not have that great of an accuracy. I only average a 42% accuracy on Mekky with only 4 final blows. Meanwhile, guys like my boyfriend average 50% with 15 plus final blows. In 1v1 situations, accuracy and the ability to outplay an opponent is fun to watch, which is why I'm kind of excited to watch a bit of Quake Champions. But I feel like team games shouldn't limit the team to just pointing and clicking at the enemy until they die. And it's not the player's fault, but more so on the mechanics of the games that forces them to play a certain way. Now, I do want to move on to Overwatch and how its mechanics break these limitations. Blizzard does this in a lot of different ways, but the biggest way they break the limitations is the wide variety of characters with different abilities to choose from. A certain combination of characters can create a fast-moving team that can catch the enemy off guard, or a slow-moving death ball killing off enemies one by one. Another combination can create a fortress around the objective, while another creates high damage that can break through. Players can switch characters as needed to counter those who are causing problems to the team. The meta on both teams are constantly changing. Each character is part of a different class, and depending on the character, performs different roles. Compared to the games mentioned above, this variety gives teams flexibility in how to play the game. Games like Call of Duty and Halo was limited to 4 roles: the Slayer, Objective, Support, and Flex. But even with the roles, the team with the best accuracy and reflex usually won. Which brings me to the next reason. Overwatch heavily rewards coordination. I'm not saying the other games don't require coordination. I used to do game battles on Call of Duty, and one of the biggest factors one team had over the other was the ability to do callouts. Knowing the location of the team was big, but you could still get outgunned even with that knowledge. Overwatch, however, requires more than just knowledge of the location of an enemy player. Unless an enemy player is flanking, everyone knows the general location of the enemy team because the objective forces the teams to go head-on-head with each other. When a team fight ensues, the team that's better coordinated will win, whether it's combining ultimates or focus firing. Lastly, personal performance does not rely simply on being able to kill an enemy player. As mentioned previously, Overwatch has a diverse range of characters with many different abilities. The skills required to play these characters can range from ability to aim, positioning, and most importantly, situational awareness. Sure, there are characters like Mekky and Soldier that requires very good aim to perform, but there are many others where aim is just a secondary skill that is needed. Not all Soldier or Mekky mains are diamond ranked or above. Otherwise, that's all the game would have. Now, I know in this video I compared competitive Overwatch to competitive Call of Duty and Halo, and not Team Fortress 2, which is closer in comparison. One reason I did this was because I actually have some knowledge in Call of Duty and Halo. I've only played TF2 a few times in its many years of its existence. Second reason is that Team Fortress 2 never exploded into a huge esports like the other two. Community for the game is rather big, but I personally believe that it's the fault of Valve for neglecting it to focus more on CSGO and Dota. Anyways, what does this all mean for competitive Overwatch? Because the game doesn't just rely on accuracy like many previous FPS esport, Overwatch can bring in a wide range of players with different skill sets. Blizzard crafted the game in which it can be fun for not just FPS veterans, but also those new to the game. And when it comes to competitive, those who play tactically and cooperatively are rewarded. And that is the beauty of Overwatch.